त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौली स्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमां मीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं घटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम् सततज्वर विषमज्वर ग्रह नक्षत्र दोषाञ्चान्या हर हर काली सर सर गौरी गम विद्ये आले माले काले बन्धे भज भज विद्ये मख मख विद्ये नाशय नाशय पापं हर हर दुःस्वप्नं विध्वंसय विध्वंसय
Namaste and a warm welcome to all of our participants and our speakers and the presenters of the day on behalf of Indica Yoga. Indica Yoga is a platform that offers diverse and inclusive forms of yoga which is authentic, immersive and transformative. We believe asana is the first step, but going beyond the asana, every form that allows us to transform ourselves, which includes the four different approaches, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, combined with the mantras, combined with Sanskrit, combined with Ayurveda and Vedanta. This is the holistic approach which we would like to take at Indica Yoga. And in order to reach out to all our participants, we offer different programs which are in the nature of workshops, courses, and festivals. And this we bring to you the Global Festival of Yoga, which started on 21st June 2020 and currently goes up to 20, but it also might be extended. So with this brief introduction, I request my co-curator, Dr. Anuradha Chaudhary, to introduce this session. Namaste and a warm welcome to each one of you who have come who have joined us this morning or this evening, wherever at your place. Swagatam.
Namaste to everybody. We've had the immense good fortune of having immersions of different kinds in the last 21 days. In the particular field of Nada Yoga, we had Pandit Umakant Gundecha ji, who gave us a treat of the Dhrupad Sadhana. This afternoon, we had another kind of a treat with music by Aurelio and his team from Auroville on Nada Yoga and sound healing and well-being. This evening, we have a very special session of another session of immersion into music, a music that will open our hearts and allow us to experience divine bliss in the process. The session that we have today is by none other than Krishna Das ji himself, who has graced us with his presence and his kind acceptance for this particular program. And he's going to be taking us into a Bhakti immersion on deepening the yoga of devotion through kirtans. I would now like to invite Hannah from the GPIW, the Global Peace Initiative of Women, to say a few words and then introduce Dina Miriam, and then we'll continue with the program.
Namaste, everyone, and Hari Om. Thank you so much for joining us today. GPIW, or the Global Peace Initiative of Women, is an organization based in New York City. And our work is centered around how we can address some of the biggest issues the world is facing, like environmental issues, hunger, etc., from a spiritual perspective, because we know that once we cleanse the mirror of the heart, then we can really start to address these issues. And one of the ways of doing that is through kirtan and chanting. So that's why we're so excited to have Krishna Das here with us today. Before we introduce Krishna Das, I would like to introduce you to Dina Miriam, who is the vision behind GPIW, and she is also the author of the book, The Untold Story of Sita. So Dina, off to you to introduce Krishna Das. Thank you.
Namaskar. Krishna Das doesn't need much of an introduction. I think he's known the world over. Krishna Das has chanted around the world and was one of the first to make kirtan popular in the West. He through his chanting and storytelling, he brings us right into the heart of Hanuman. And in the heart of Hanuman, there is the living presence of Shri Ram and Mata Sita. And we can experience the love that they manifested. So with those words, Krishna Das, it's all to you now.
Namaste. Wonderful to be with you here today. I'm going to start with a short prayer, that the Sri Hanumat Stavan. In America, I always introduce this prayer as an invocation to the love that lives within us as who we truly are. Because that love is what Hanumanji manifests, and his true nature is that love. And that love can overcome any difficulty, can remove any klesha, any problems, any sankat. So. Pranavam Pavanakuma Kalabana Pavaka Gyanagan Jasu Hridaya Vasin Ram Sarachabda Atulita Valadhama Himmashala Badeham Dhanurjavana Krishan Gyani Nama Graganyam Sakala Guna Nidhana Vanaranam Madhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Naman Pushpadi Krutavardisham Mashiki Kritarakshasam Ramayana Mahamalaratnam Ande Nilatmajam Anjananandaram Veeram Janaki Shokanashanam Kapisa Ande Lanka Ankaram Ulanga Sindho Salilam Salilam Yoshokavahi Janakatma Jaya Adaitane Tadahalanka Amamitam Pranjali Ranjanayam Manojavam Maruttatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Udhimatam Vardishtam Athatmajam Vanarutamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Anjaneyam Matipatalan Kanchanadrikamanaya Vigraham Parijat Taramula Vasanam Avehami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tattva Tattva Kritamastakanjali Vashpavadi Paripurna Lochanam Martinamat Rakshasantakam Guru Bajranga Bali Hanuman Ki Jai. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. So as you know, in Kirtan we do call and response. So first I'll sing the line and then you repeat. I won't be able to hear you, but Hanumanji is listening, so sing loud. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Hare Rama. Sita Rama 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 Hare Ram. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Hare Ram. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Hare Ram. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, yeah, Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, yeah, Sita Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram, Sitaram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Hanuman, Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Siya Ram, Jai Hanuman. Jai Bajrangabali Hanuman, Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When I lived in India with my guru in the early 70s, from 1978 till 73, the Westerners, we were looking for a way to connect more deeply with Indian culture, the spiritual culture, and also to find a way to spend more time with Maharaj-ji, Neem Karoli Baba. So we used to come to the temple every day from Nainital nearby the first couple of years. And every time we came to the temple, they gave us this little booklet with a yellow booklet with a picture of a flying monkey on it. So I had about 100 of these booklets in my room at the hotel. And one day I just happened to ask the guy who gave out the booklets, I said, well, what is this? And he says, it's a prayer to Hanuman. Now, the temple at Kinchi, there's a Hanuman temple, Lakshmi Narayan temple, and Shiva Mandir. And also now, since 1972, also a Vindhyavasini Durga Devi Mandir, Vaishnavi Devi. But primarily, at first it was a Hanuman temple. And we understood from the Indian devotees that they considered Maharaj-ji actually Hanumanji himself. So we thought that if we could learn this prayer, we would be able to sing it to him, and that way we could buy more time with him, because that's all we wanted to do, was to spend time with him and have his darshan. So we learned that prayer. It took the whole rainy season, 1971, the whole rainy season, to learn the letters and write them out and learn how to pronounce it in a New York accent. And we finally learned it. And I'm going to sing Hanuman Chalisa with you now. Shri Guru Charan Saroja Raja Nijaman Mukuru Sudhari Varano Raghubhara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalachari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiram Bhavan Kumar Pallabudhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Haro Kales Beka Syavara Ramachandra Padaje Sharanam Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Saga Jaya Kapi Sati Loka Ujan Ramadutta Tulita Baladham Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanam Mahavira Bikram Bajrangi Kumati Navara Sumati Kesang Kanchana Varana Biraj Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa Atta Bajra Dvaja Biraj Kande Muja Jane Usaj Shankara Suvan Kesari Nandan Teja Pratapa Mahajagaban Vidyavan Guni Ati Chaturam Kaja Karibe Koatu Prabhu Charitra Sunibe Korasya Rama Lakana Sita Manabasya Sukshma Rupa Darasya Hindaka Ekata Rupa Darelanka Jara Ima Rupa Dare Asura Sanghare Ramachandra Ke Kaj Samvar Lai Sanjeevan Lakana Jiyaye Shira Govira Shira Lai Ragupati Kinhi Bhota Barai Mama Priya Varatai Samabai Sasavadan Tumaro Jasaga Asakai Shripati Kanta Laga Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisa Narada Sharada Sahita Ahisa Yamakubera de Gopala Jahante Kabiko Bidkai Sake Kahante Maupakar Sugriva Inkina Rama Milaya Raja Padadina Maro Mantha Vivishana Mana Lankeshwara Bhai Sabba Jagajan Gasahasra Jojana Paraban Ilyotai Madura Palajan Prabhu Mudrika Ele Mukamahi Chaladilangi Gaye Acharajanahi Durgama Kaja Jagata Kejete Sugama Anugra Tumare Tete Ram Duare Tumarakovare Uttanagya Binu Pesar Sab sukla hai tumhari sharan Tumhara chaka kahu ko daran Apan teja samaro ape Ino loka hankatin kampe Utpasashan katan ave Mahavira Javanam Sunave Nase Roga Hare Sabapir Chapatan Nirantara Hanumatabir Sankatate Hanuman Churave Manakrama Bachana Jama Jolave Sabapara Ram Tapasvi Raja Tinke Kaja Sakala Tuma Saja Or manorata jo koi lave, sove amita jirana palapave, charo yuga paratapa tumara, e pardasida jagata ujiyara, sadhu santa ke tumarakavare, Suranekandana Rama Dulare, Ashta Siddhino Nidhi Data, Asavaradina, Janki Mata, Rama Rasayana Tumare Pasa, Sadaro Raghupati Kedasa, Tumare Bhajana Rama Ko Pave, Janama Janama Ke Dukha Bisarave, Antakala Raghubara Pura Jai, Jahan Janama Herde Bhakta Kahai, Or Devata Chitana Darai, Hanumata Se Sarva Sukha Kare, Sankat kate mirte sab pira, jo sumere Hanumata balabira, je Hanumanu Gosai, Kripa karo Gurudev kinai, jo satabara patta kara koi, Chuta hi bandi mahasukhoy, Joya pade Hanuman Chalisa, Hoya Siddhi Saki Garisa, Tulsidasa Sada Harichera, Kije Nata Hriday Mandira, Avanatanaya Sankataharana, Mangalamurti Rup Siyaram, Ram Lakshmana Sita Sahita, Hriday Basau Surabhupa, Syavara Ramachandra Padaje Sharanam, Mangalamurti Martanandana Sakala Amangalamulanikanda, Mangalamurti Martanandana Sakala Amangalamulanikanda. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Sitaram, yes, Sitaram, Sitaram, yes, Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 yes, Sitaram. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 So, my guru gave me the name Krishna Das, but before that, my name was Driver. He had taken the keys away from, Ram Das had a car, a Volkswagen bus. He took the keys away from him and said, "You're the driver." So I drove the bus around. And for about 6 months, my name was Driver. Driver, driver this, driver that. So one day I got called into his room and he looks at me and he said, "Arjun, nay, Krishna, nay, Krishna Das." And I looked at him and I said, "Krishna Das?" Because we were all Ram guys, right? We were all Ram Bhaktas. We didn't, I said, "Krishna Das?" And he just laughed and he said, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Hanumanji served Krishna too." So, Govinda Hare Govinda Govinda Hare Hare Gopala Hare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Govinda Hare Gopala Hare He Prabhu Dinadala Hare Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Namo, 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 Namo. Anjanina Jaya Bajranga Bali, Baba Hanuman. Jaya Bajranga Bali, Jaya Hanuman. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Jaya Bajranga Bali, Jaya Hanuman. Jaya Bajranga Bali, Jaya Hanuman. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, Kripa Karo Gurudev Kinai. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Sankatamochan, Kripanidhan. Hare Rama Rama Rama, Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama Rama Rama, Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama Rama Rama, Sita Rama Rama Rama. Hare Rama Rama Rama, Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Hare Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hare Ram Sita Ram Hare Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Rama, Sita Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Sita Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you.
Jai Hanuman and Jai Sitaram.
Okay.
Your music has stirred very deep chords in all of us, as it always does. One of our participants, he writes that in your audio series, The Pilgrim of the Hearts, you said that the words of these chants are called the divine names, and they come from a place that's deeper than our hearts and our thoughts, deeper than the mind. And so as we sing them, they turn us towards ourselves, into ourselves. They bring us in, and as we offer ourselves into the experience changes us. These chants have no meaning other than the experience that we have by doing them. They come from the Hindu tradition, but it is not about being a Hindu or believing anything in advance. It's just about doing it and experiencing. Nothing to join. Just sit down and sing.
Who said that?
So there was a very beautiful question actually, and one of the things that we experience spontaneously listening to you is the bhava of devotion and surrender. It's a spontaneous outpouring of ourselves that we are led towards. So Vinita ji is asking you this question. She says, how did you surrender to your guru? Did you have any second thoughts on the path you have taken? If so, do you receive any guidance to attain clarity?
I haven't surrendered to anything. And second thoughts, how about millions of thoughts? Surrender happens by grace. It's not something we do. The mind and the ego will never give up. And if you ask, like Ramana Maharshi, he said, if you ask the mind to kill the mind, it's like asking the thief to be the policeman. There'll be a lot of investigation, but no arrest will ever be made. So it's a question of purifying the heart, of cleaning the mirror of the heart. And the first line of the Hanuman Chalisa, it says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijumana Mukuru Sudari. I take the pollen-like dust from the lotus feet of the Guru to clean the mirror of my mind, of my heart. This is our work, to take that dust, to keep bowing to that presence, bowing to that love, and trying to make that love the main focus of our life. Not just to one being, but to the one being that lives in all of us. Until we treat other people the way we want to be treated, with love and kindness, we can't claim to have surrendered anything. So one must continue to do some practice, repeat the names. Maharaj-ji used to say, Ram Nam Karne Se Sab Pura Ho Jata Hai. From going on repeating these names, everything is accomplished. Everything is brought to fullness and completion. This is a really big thing that he said. It means you don't have to understand anything, you don't have to know anything, you just have to keep repeating these names and ripen your own hearts, ripen our own hearts. I always see this as a ripening process, really, because I haven't ever learned anything. But ripening is a fruit, you put it in the sun, it ripens on its own time. You can't, the ripening is up to the sunlight and the nature of the fruit. The fruit can't do anything except sit there in the sun, and the sun ripens it. So don't worry about surrendering, just worry about living in this moment the best way you can, and treating others the way you want to be treated. That's the biggest thing. Maharaj-ji never encouraged us to do practice for our own sake. When we ask him, how do you find God? He said, serve people. We said, well, how do you raise Kundalini? He said, feed people. Love everyone, serve everyone, remember God. This is what he said. And it's not so easy. But through the practice of the repetition of the name, everything is accomplished. That's what he said. So, don't think about yourself. That's the other thing he said. What else do we do? All day long, me, right? Where am I? Am I going to No, let it go. Not important. Or kuch.
Krishnadas ji, we had come prepared to get soaked, to have the sprinkle of Bhakti Rasa, but I think we all got drenched with the downpouring of the grace of the Bhakti, of a sheer feeling of blessedness. I think this is what we all feel at the moment. And many participants have expressed the same, that something deep inside has been touched. And this connects to a question from one of our participants here, Vinita Ramchandranji, who asks, how does the bhajan help in the progress of the path of yoga? Can you explain how Kirtan helps to handle the ups and downs of the life? We know we can feel it, but how does it actually work? So, please.
Well, maybe I could tell you in about 3,000 years. One of the things is, when you're chanting, your only job is to pay attention. And when you notice that you're thinking about something or imagining something or wandering off in dreamland, you simply come back to the chant, the sound of the name. That's all. That's your only thing that you have to do, is you keep coming back to the sound of the name again and again and again. And every time you let go of a thought or an emotion or a memory or a feeling, or every time you let go and come back, you've actually created a deeper channel, a neural pathway in the brain, they say. And it makes it that much easier the next time. But it's not up to us to be thinking about what we're experiencing or holding on to any particular type of feeling that might arise while we're chanting. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is let go. Because if you can let go, then it's not permanent, and who wants it anyway, right? What we want is a love that's here all the time, that is already our true nature. So how do we find that? By letting go of all the stuff that pulls us out of ourselves, again and again and again. And that action of letting go, that'll continue through the day, where if something comes to you, maybe unpleasant or some bad memory or some anger or something like that, it doesn't grab you quite as much. So the practice changes the way you go through the day. It changes the way you feel about yourself as time goes on. But it happens under the radar. You don't get a chance to do a big ego trip about it. Wow, this was really great. I'm really getting good at this. No. So just do the practice, live your life, and that's the deal. And leave it to God and Guru to ripen you.
They say that the Nama Japa is one of the most powerful tools of liberation in the Kali Yuga especially. We have one participant asking us that, asking you that while we are listening to the Kirtan and all, it's easy to stay tuned, it's easy to stay focused on that Nama. So what happens when we are not in that mode? How do we hold that within ourselves at other times?
Don't worry about it. That's the first thing. Just do your practice and live your life. And don't think about yourself all the time. If you keep thinking about yourself, you just keep recreating the dramas over and over and over again. It's not your problem. You are not your problem. You are God's problem. So just let it happen. Do your practice. Just become a good person. Treat people well. That's not easy. Do that first and then worry about something else. Just don't, all we do is think about ourselves. It's not relevant. We don't even exist. We just think we do, so we do. If you didn't think you existed, you would just be presence, being, and all that mind stuff would be just going through like clouds. But right now, those thoughts and emotions, they grab us and we get glued to them until the energy is used up. So just do the practice with some sincerity and as much wholeheartedness as you can muster up. And don't worry about yourself. It's not your problem. You are not your problem. Except that you think about yourself all the time. What a pain that is. How boring. It's the same stuff all the time, too. And we never get tired of it. It's amazing. It's not for us to understand. It's just for us to let go and come back to ourselves again and again and again. And after a while, the way you go through your day changes. The things you choose to do change. The way you treat people change. The way you treat yourself changes. Because the practice ripens us from within, I think.
But, thank you for that reminder. You are not your problem. I think this is one message that should always be there in the mind while dealing with all these ups and downs that come our way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the next question from a friend, Cindy, who says that it doesn't matter how happy the chanting is, but I always feel melancholic after listening to it and tears roll down my eyes. Why is that?
You're lucky. That's why. Because you have, what you're feeling is the longing to connect more deeply with your own soul. Longing, or I don't even know, but it's longing. That's actually how we experience being pulled from within. The longing to be free of our suffering, to be free of our limitations, to be free of our pain, and to find that, to live in that real love. That's what we long for. So that's a good sign that you feel that melancholy, because that means you're missing it, which means you know what it is already. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody's looking for it. But we have one big problem. That's bad aim. We grab for things in the outside world, and we think this is going to give us what we want. But it doesn't. Again and again and again and again. Little by little, we stop grabbing so much, and we move more deeply in our own hearts. And spiritual practice is the main thing that allows us to hold the grace, to receive the grace fully. So that melancholy is wonderful. So follow that feeling, and that will lead you to what you want. But you probably make a lot of mistakes on the way. But that's okay. There's no mistakes. You learn as you go.
Thank you very much for those very reassuring words. I was just wondering that in the satsanga with Maharaj-ji, what is it that you really felt in his company? What is it that you were really touched by, and that you would like to share with us? Give us we've not had the good fortune of having his direct presence. So is there any way that you can help us see him more concretely through your own connection with him?
Well, you know what it feels like to come out of a cold, wet, dark room in monsoon season, and all of a sudden the sun is shining. You know what that feels like. And that's what it was like being with Maharaj-ji. We were able to come out of that cold, dark room of the way our lives had been up to that point, and we somehow walked into this incredible sunlight of love. And it was a love that we never experienced before in our lives. It was fully unconditional. Because first of all, he knew the past, the present, and the future. He knew everything we'd ever done, or thought, or imagined, anything. And he still loved us, loves us, which is inconceivable. Human relationships are not like that. This was something else, something beyond that. And he allowed us to come out of that place, that dark place, into the sun. And, once he asked this woman, he said, "Why do you love me?" And she said, "I don't know." And he said, "You love me because I love you." Well, who can say that? Who can say that? Only love can say that. Real love. That's love talking. It's not a person talking. It's real love talking. Because he is that, and so he allowed us into the room where love lives. And you didn't want to go anywhere, you couldn't take your eyes off him. It seemed like all the beauty in the universe was wrapped up in that blanket. All we wanted to do was go like that all the time. It was amazing, And he didn't take our stuff seriously, The way he wasn't a teacher. He's a siddha. He just changes you. He doesn't ask your permission. He just changes everything. So you'd be sitting there and, and like he used to throw fruit all the time. He would just throw it like this in all directions. And like maybe a week went by and I didn't get a piece of fruit. I'm having a nervous breakdown. Everybody around me is getting fruit, bananas, apples, everything, And I'm sitting there, nothing, right? And like somebody called my turn and I go, whack! I got hit in the heart with a banana. And I look and he goes, he knew exactly. He played with us. He played with us. And whenever we closed down, he would open us up again and again. We closed down because our minds, the vasanas of our minds, the way we think about ourselves, the way we think all the time, just heavier and heavier and heavier. And then, psh, he'd open us, and then we're back again. And then we close ourselves down again with our stuff. And then, boom, back again, That's how he taught us. He loosened up that place. He kept letting us back in the room. We took ourselves out, he'd pull us back. There was like a beam that kind of pulled you right into itself. And you couldn't let go fast enough. There was no fear, there was no manipulation. It was just love, It was unbelievable. You couldn't let go fast enough. You couldn't run towards it fast enough. So it was, and so when he left the body, it was very hard for me because I was very attached to that physical presence, or what I thought was physical presence. He was not attached to the body at all, or identified with it. But it took some time for me to work through my stuff and recognize that I had to find that inside. And I knew that the chanting was the only way I could do that. And so I had to start chanting with people. Otherwise, I wasn't going to ever clean out the dark shadows in my own heart.
Thank you for sharing those precious moments that you had with your guru, and it is very powerful. Like even all of us who are sitting, watching and listening at this moment are able to feel the intensity of that relationship. And yesterday we had a presenter who was saying that in the shared sacred space between the guru and the student and the disciple, something magical happens. And I think what we were witness to today, or what you have been offering to people, is that magic, I believe. Thank you very much for this. I'll move on to a question from a friend from Ireland, Una, who asks, I'm not familiar with Kirtan except that it is an expression of Bhakti. It seems to work on a feeling and experiential level. How important is it to know the meaning of the words or the sentences that are used there? You partially answered it earlier, but maybe you want to speak a little more.
Well, it depends on who you ask. There are many different sampradaya, many different lineages that share chanting practice and mantra practice. Some of them emphasize certain things, others emphasize other things. But as a Westerner who lived so many years in India, even so, I can't say that I see through Indian eyes. I see through Western eyes. And in the West, well, we don't have this. We don't have these concepts of unconditional. I mean, they're there, certainly, but the way I grew up in a modern society, I wasn't exposed to this understanding that God is unconditional love. I was brought up thinking that God is a guy up in the sky with a big beard who shoots down thunderbolts when you're a bad little boy. So what do I want to do with that? Nothing. Yeah. So it was coming to India, and I was exposed to something much deeper. So there's different ways to look at it. You can look at it as mantra, or you can look at it as the name. But you know, some groups teach much about it, and there's a lot of philosophy about it. But like I told you, Maharaj-ji was not like that. He said, Ram Nam Karne se Pura ho jata hai bas. Just go on repeating these names, and everything will be accomplished. He didn't say study this. He didn't say study that. He didn't say understand all these meanings. He said do the practice and shut up. You know, basically, you know, don't shut this up and sing. So that's kind of the way I approach it. I don't know the true deeper meanings of all these names. I don't know all the stories, I don't know all that. I know a lot of it. But when I'm chanting, all I'm thinking about is the sound of the name. I'm riding that sound within. Anything I'm thinking, any concept in the head, I just let go of it. Because it's just another concept. And I want the direct experience of that love. I don't want to be thinking about it. I want to dissolve into it. So for me, and the way I share this practice is very simple. You sing, and when you notice you're not paying attention, you sing. If you want to read now, of course, I've read Ramcharitamanas, I've read Mahabharata, I've read so many of these things, and I love them. But when I'm chanting, it's not about that. You know, so it doesn't mean you can't read those things and enjoy all those stories, and the bhava of those stories is fantastic. But ultimately, you have to let go of your thoughts. You have to let go of your emotions. You have to untie the knots in our own hearts. And for me, that's just going on singing and letting go of everything and singing, singing, singing. So that's all I can say about that. But all these words, all these names have meanings, but the real meaning, I think, is your soul, your true nature. So why get stuck in thinking about it when you really want to merge with it. That's all I can say about that.
Thank you. That was a very profound message that came straight from your heart, and I think will sow its own seed in ours, and hopefully we will all flower, allow that to flower, and experience that love deep within as well. So I'm just personally tempted to ask you, what is your favorite memory about Maharaj-ji? Like, he was such an amazing person from what we hear, just such an incredible soul.
I like the way you use the past tense. It's not that he wasn't, he is. These great beings are here. We're the ones who aren't here. We're lost in our stuff, in our aggression and our ambition and our anger and our fear and our frustrations and our desires. We're lost in all that stuff. The great beings are here now. They didn't go anywhere ever. We go everywhere. So Maharaj used to say, once I take a hold of your hand, I never let go, even when you let go of mine. So that's hard to remember sometimes, but he said that many times to us. So love everyone, serve everyone, remember God. And that's what we try to do. When once I was having a nervous breakdown in the temple, full on hallucinations, completely crazy. And he called for me, so I went to him and I just put my head in his lap and I was crying for a long time. He said, "What are you going to do, jump in the river?" Ha! He laughed, you know. The river was about 6 inches deep, you know. But I was thinking, if I got my head under a rock, you know, I could probably... He just laughed. He said, "You can't die. Worldly people don't die. Only Jesus died the real death." This is what he said. A little Indian guy wrapped up in a blanket in a Hanuman temple and talking to us about Jesus. Only Jesus died the real death. Why? Because he never thought of himself. These great beings, there's no me anymore. They have no personal agendas anymore. They're only here so we could get a taste of reality. Out of compassion for us, they stay in a body for a while to wake us up a little bit. So then he bopped me on the head and he said, "You'll be happy when you're married." And he laughed, you know. I said, "Baba, I want to marry you." And then he said, "Oh yeah?" He laughed. He said, "If you marry me, all you'll get is love." And he laughed. Bas ho gaya. What are you going to do? So, once I take a hold of your hand, I never let go, even when you let go of mine. Not if, but when. He knew that all we do is let go of that hand every day, all day. We push it away. We're not bothered by it. So, you know, through the practices, through chanting, the repetition of the name, we can change, we can free ourselves from those behaviors that we keep pushing love away and trying to substitute with some kind of egoistic pleasure. Through the practice, the practice of the repetition of the name will do that. Will free us from from our own stuff.
so badly want time to stop here. I mean, we just so badly, I think everybody listening to you would say, we just wish there was a pause button on time and that we didn't have anywhere to go, anything to do, just sit and just listen to you talk about Maharaj-ji, I think. It's been, yeah, it's been an early morning for you as well. I will just want me just announce the programs for the next day.
Sure, please, go ahead.
We'll come back to you and we won't let you go as yet.
अच्छा, भाग जाऊंगा.
आपका हाथ पकड़ के रखेंगे, आप उनका हाथ पकड़ के रखिए, हम आपका हाथ पकड़ के रखेंगे. I told Krishna Das ji, I said, he holds on to Maharaj-ji's hand and we'll hold on to his. And we trust you will not let us go as well. So at Indica Yoga, that is our heartfelt request. Sincere request that पकड़े रहिएगा.
ठीक है.
जरूरत है सच.
सब कहते वैसे करो. कुछ नहीं जानता हूँ.
हाथ पकड़ के रखिएगा, सुनाते रहिएगा. I think that will be our liberation as well. I think as youngsters in this world, I think there is a lot that we need to hear of this because we don't get to hear of this at all. So I think I should stop thinking and just.
It's your job. You're allowed for a little while every day. You can think.
Dhanyawada. I will request Vinay ji to please make the announcement for the next day.
I'm just pushing myself to get into this logistics. Otherwise, it was just pure grace coming our way and just soaking us all together with that grace and the blessings of the Guru. Thank you very much, Krishna Das ji, for what you offered us so generously this evening or this morning. Thank you. So, going to the announcements, I'll request Srinivas ji to present the events for the next day. So we continue with our yajna, our pilgrimage that we had started on 21st of June. So tomorrow again we have 3 lovely sessions. One in the morning by Krishnapani Kesi Rajuji, who is the program director at Ritambhara Wellness. He will be speaking on a prescriptive approach to Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So this will be a new approach that he has come up with to see how it can practically assist a sadhaka, and he will be sharing based on his own insights and experiences. This will be the morning session between 7 to 8 a.m. IST. In the noon session between 11:30 to 1 o'clock, we have Rajiv Vasudevanji, who is the founder and CEO of the precision chain hospitals, Ayurveda hospitals called Ayurveda hospitals. He'll be speaking on Tridoshas, Trigunas and beyond, Ayurveda as enabler of yoga. So how Ayurveda helps one to grow towards yoga and beyond. In fact, if you can recollect, we had a lovely session earlier which said about from illness to wellness to stillness, from Ayurveda to yoga and beyond. So continuing the same strain of thought, we'll have Rajiv Vasudevanji who will be presenting tomorrow afternoon. And in the evening, we have yet another wonderful dialogue which is on yoga and mystical traditions of the world. We have 4 panelists who will be joining us: Rabbi Rami Shapiro and Shraddhalu Ranedeji, Aika Gurelman from Turkey, and Lama Paldan Drolma, again a very well-known teacher, author, and founder of Sukrishi Foundation, USA. So all these insightful people will be there with us discussing on yoga and mystical traditions of the world. And this has been specially curated by Global Peace Initiative of Women under the leadership of Dina ji, Hana, and Marian. So all these people have come together to curate this lovely series of dialogues. We just saw one on yoga and human unity a couple of days ago. The next one is on yoga and mystical traditions. So with this announcements, I would want to get back to Krishnadas ji again and again. And I also would like to say to all our participants that all these sessions are being recorded. I'm sure you'd want to go back to listen to Krishnadas ji's kirtans again and again. So they are all available on Indica Yoga YouTube channel. So please make use of it and inspire and encourage others also to join and spread the message. We need to really push ourselves to shift the focus from illness to wellness. And this is all the festival is all about that, celebrating wellness at this time. So with this, I now go back to Krishnadas ji, to Deena ji, and to Anu.
I would, before we ask Krishnadas ji to say something, I request Deena to please share a few words with us.
Well, I want to share a brief story about Krishnadas. This goes back many years, many decades actually. When the Neem Karoli Baba devotees came back to the US, they settled around New York, and I happened to be living in that area. And we had kirtans in our homes before kirtan became a mainstream form of practice. And so I used to go, but I was with all these Neem Karoli Baba devotees, but I'm a devotee of Yogananda. And so my path was meditation, not kirtan. But I'm also a Ram Bhakta, so that was my link. And they were my family, and I loved them. But we would come to kirtan, and I would always, after 5 minutes, my voice would disappear, and I'd go into meditation, because that's Yogananda's practice. And Krishnadas would invariably call out and say, Deena, you're supposed to be singing. And so I would take to sitting in the back in a corner so he couldn't see me. But he would always know that I wasn't singing. And I knew that he was teasing me. So Krishnadas, nothing has changed. I want to thank you for that beautiful hour of meditation.
You're welcome.
It's all the same, meditation and chanting, it's all the same. I'm happy that we've been able to do this together. It's been a long time. And it's, yeah, there's a lot of heart devotion. What I realized is that my love for my guru was the same as their love for their guru, and it was all one. I mean, one form or another form.
Yeah.
It's the love for the guru. It's the love for the divine taking a form to reach down to you. So that, so yeah, I was definitely part of that family, found myself as kind of the odd one out in that family.
So Krishnadas ji, I mean, what would be your, first of all, Deena, thank you for sharing with us this long connection with Krishnadas ji, and without you, having him over would not have been so easy. But I guess Maharaj-ji has his own plan. He thought that we were doing work that was good enough. So we take your presence on this particular festival. And this is, I must tell you, this is the first festival of its kind in the post-corona area, which is like a 1 month long. We started it off with 1 month. Now we are planning to do a 40-day yajna, Mahayajna, from a 30-day one. So we did a 1 month long, 3 times a day sessions. And we've had over 150 teachers, over 100 teachers at least from over 50 countries who have come and shared their wisdom with us. So I thought Maharaj-ji said, Tathastu, and said, Chalo, bacche karte raho aap. So keep doing it. So what is one message that you would like to give our viewers? What is it that we can, what more? I mean, it's not just one, you've given us so many, but.
These very difficult times. It's easy to get lost in one's own worries and fears and anxiety, but really it's very simple. If all of us could treat other people the way we ourselves would like to be treated, there wouldn't be any problems in this world. So, in order to be able to do that, it takes a lot of inner strength, and that strength comes from spiritual practice and grace. I once asked Siddhima, who was Maharaj-ji's great devotee, I said, "Ma, is our effort required? Isn't it all grace?" And she looked at me and she said, "Yes, it's all grace, but you have to act like it isn't." So one has to cup one's hands in order to catch the raindrops, otherwise you can't drink. So that's cupping of one's hands is really spiritual practice, and that's how that we get the strength to become good human beings that care about other people and also care about ourselves in a good way and overcome our own emotional issues, which can be very troubling and very painful. But through practice, we can lighten that load for ourselves and others. So that's what I think.
Would we request you for a last immersion?
Nah. What would you like me to do?
Would you like to sing, take us into another deep connection with the Kirtan?
So this is called arti. Usually we wave lights, but there's no lights waving right now except the lights in our heart. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare Bhakta Janan Ke Sankata Dina Janan Ke Sankata Kshaname Durakare Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Jodhyave Pallapave Dukkha Vinase Manaka Swami Dukkha Vinase Manaka Sukha Sampatti Garave Sukha Sampatti Garave Kashtamite Tanaka Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Mata Pita Tum Mere Sharana Gahuna Kisaki Swami Sharana Gahuna Kisaki Tum Bina Orana Duja Tum Bina Orana Duja Asha Karuna Jisaki Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Tuma Purana Paramatma Tumantarayami Swami Tumantarayami Para Brahma Parameshwar Para Brahma Parameshwar Tum sabke Swami Om Jai Jagadish Hare Tum karuna ke sagar Tum palan karta Swami tum palan karta Main sevak tum Swami Main sevak tum Swami Kripa karo bharta Om Jai Jagadish Hare Tum ho ek agochar Sabke pranapati Swami sabke pranapati Kis vidhi milu daya mai Kis vidhi milu daya mai Tumko main kumati Om Jai Jagadish Hare Dina Bandhu Dukha Harta Tumarakshaka mere Swami Tumarakshaka mere Apane haath uthao Apane haath uthao Dwara para tere Om Jai Jagadish Hare Vishaya Vikaram Nitao Papa Haro Deva Swami Papa Haro Deva Shraddha Bhakti Barhao Shraddha Bhakti Barhao Santan ki seva Om Jai Jagadish Hare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakta Janan ke sankat Din Janan ke sankat Shana me dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Bolo Vrindavan Banki Bihari Lal Ki Jai Siyawar Ramachandra Ki Jai Shri Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Vindhyavasini Durga Devi Siddhimai Ki Jai Shri 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 Baba Neem Karoli Santa Maharaj Ki Jai Sab Santan Ki Jai
Our Sadar pranams for this very precious satsang. फिर मिलेंगे.